get up! Everybody get up! Everybody needs to understand that I'm more than simply a hype man for this rap group. Just like Geico is more than just a company that can save you money. Geico also has fast and friendly claim service, so they can help you when you need it most. And while I do love being a hype man, I also love reading for children's audiobooks. Like Little Bo Peep, she lost the sheep, and she don't know where to find them. Yo!
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Blog Talk Radio.
Metal Faithful, it is time to bang your head. It is time to come on and feel the noise. This is the Metal Hammer of Doom, and I am your host, the mandated reporter, and frankly, I'm mortified, Mr. Mark Radulich. I think I got my equipment issues for this podcast, and only this podcast, settled. Last week was a beautiful disaster, but since I talked to him in the pre-show, I know he can hear me. Jesse Starcher, are you there, sir?
Indeed I am, sir. You know what? Let our listeners know, okay? I asked you the question right before we went on air, like I wasn't watching the countdown happen. I asked you an open-ended question with 3 seconds left to go before we go live. So you have to tell me, are you prepared, sir, for Irma?
Fuck no. We ain't done shit. I put away some laundry today. That's what I did in preparation.
Oh,
for
nice.
Irma.
Very nice. Is it looking bleak? I mean, are there people like really preparing around you, or are they just I could give a shit less?
My mother-in-law made bread because you could not find any in the store.
Dang.
Apparently the cupboards are bare. There's no water to be found anywhere, though it's coming.
It's on its way.
In my neck of the woods, in the Hillsborough County, Tampa Bay area, it looks like we're going to get heavy rain and squalls of wind, but it doesn't look like we're going to get like a direct hit from the hurricane. The hurricane seems to be drifting east. That doesn't mean... And I promised one of my coworkers I was going to do some serious pouting about this. So here comes the pout, ladies and gentlemen. I've been drafted. Not into the Army, but I'm being held hostage at my place of work. You see, when you are a medical professional or you work in a correctional institution, it's like we can just abandon the place, and be like, all right, stay in your cells. We'll see you when the storm's over. Nope. Someone has to watch these fuckers, and someone still has to be able to provide medical care, and believe it or not, including the mental health staff.
Wow.
Yeah. I am now considered essential medical personnel at my correctional institution that I work in. The contract agency that employs me has declared even us useless mental health people who will be no help in a fucking storm and can provide absolutely no medical care. Okay?
Damn.
And our jobs can be done by RNs if necessary. Are now needed medical staff.
You are essential, sir.
Essential, yes, essential medical staff, and which means I have to live at the jail for up to 7 days. I was told, starting Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah, I was ready to quit.
Dang, dude.
I was seriously ready to just drop pants and walk out, double middle fingers in the air.
Wow. So, now, are they expecting? I mean, nobody knows what to expect watching this thing, other than it just looks like Florida's going to get hit. So, preparing for the worst. I mean, are you going to be like the only not medical professional, but the only LCSW, whatever you are?
No, we all I believe all full-time individuals
have to be on site. So we work in alternating 12-hour shifts, which means if I work Monday, Tuesday, I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, and then the other guy comes in and works Wednesday, Thursday, and then I work the weekend, and then we rotate. And then he works Monday, Tuesday, I work Wednesday, Thursday, and then he works the weekend. He has to come in Saturday. It's my Saturday to work, but he also has to come in Saturday. Wow.
And if we are not released by Monday, then I will be in the correctional institution, but I won't be working. He'll come and take his shift. The night shift people have to sit and wait during the day and presumably sleep.
They open up like a little cell for you to go take a little nap.
Yeah, I don't know what I heard provisions will be made. My favorite part about this entire fucking story is the jail in my county is made up of 2 sites. We have one site that is a series of dorms, and like any place in the South or in hot climates, it's like instead of having hallways, they just everything is outdoors. Like I remember working at a school in California where your little area was indoors, but if you wanted to go to a different area, it was outside. You had to go outside, and so we have one facility that's just made up of dorms, and then the hallways are all out. The pathways to get to each dorm is all outside, which is going to be awesome during a hurricane. My site is just one giant brick building, which apparently floods in hurricanes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
dude,
they're talking about evacuating my entire site to the other site and putting us all there. Now, I work in central booking, so I presumably that means if we're gonna, if we're actually gonna book, this is what kills me. Like, you would think that booking would at least halt services, because who's going to be going out and arresting people during a hurricane? Cops don't like to get wet. Cops don't get wet. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Who's going out in a fucking hurricane? But apparently,
you never get a cop.
But apparently, yeah, that is the thing. So, do you have any other? No, I'm gonna go out and get supplies and get stuff to take with me to live at the jail for the next possible. I don't think it's gonna go 7 days.
At least you got clean laundry and it's put away. I'm glad you'd made step 1 and got that completed.
Some of it's put away. Don't get crazy.
Don't go overboard.
Don't be a lunatic. I put my stuff away and my son's stuff away. I can't even get in my daughter's room. It looks like the hurricane already hit my daughter's room.
Yeah.
And then my wife's just got too much clothing. It's like, I don't want to put it away. It's overwhelming. All right. You're turned into the Metal Hammer of Hurricanes. No, this is the Metal Hammer of Doom, and we are reviewing Quiet Riot's 13th studio album, Road Rage. And here to do that with us, he's missed a couple of shows, but he's finally back. Mr. Robert Cooper, how do you do, sir?
I think the hurricane's going to hit your daughter's room and put everything where it needs to go.
That'd be amazing.
It couldn't make it look any worse. Are your children just absolute slobs too, and can't their toys are just everywhere, Jesse, in their room? Like it looks like a fucking missile hit it.
Dude, let's just say, okay, we moved into here in April, and there has been approximately 1 week that I could probably count where things stayed like it was brand new. And then the rest of these, it's every day that something is laying on the floor. As a matter of fact, tonight my son fell and was crying and throwing a fit. This is my 7-year-old, because he tripped on a damn cup that my other son had left on the floor for at le's 2 days. Okay? Now, I don't know if that's my fault or if that's my kid's fault, but now my daughter, I know I shared with you guys, she'd broke her wrist. All right, now we've been on her about cleaning her room for weeks and weeks, and then she breaks her wrist, and now guess what excuse she has? Great.
My wrist is broken. I can't do it.
Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, medical professionals. So yeah,
all right.
Short answer is yes.
She has 2 of them.
Exactly, Coop. I may have used that once or twice.
Yeah,
no one listens to
clean
me.
with one hand.
Exactly. Listen, if Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones can do what he does with one hand, there's no reason why she can. And he lost an entire hand. So
Coop, have you watched any Game of Thrones?
I watched season 1, and now I just pretty much read recaps and see clips and act like I know what's going on.
Wow.
I watched 9 of 10 episodes of season 3. When we get done with this nonsense, I'm gonna go watch the season 3 finale. I just watched the Red Wedding. Yeesh.
Oh yeah, that was huge. Well, I heard that was like all over Facebook for like a complete week. Memes.
Yeah.
Comments, and I was like, what the hell is going on? Again, still haven't watched one single episode, but yeah, I know most of the characters. Just because. Now you boys are in the know, and I'm on the outs. Damn.
Dude,
my
dad asked me the other day, I told him I've been binge watching Game of Thrones, and he goes, have you seen the Red Wedding yet? And I'm like, no, what the fuck, no. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. So let's talk about some Quiet Riot, all right? Now, listen, the last we heard of Quiet Riot, they wanted you to bang your head because mental health would drive you mad, and they asked you to come on, feel the noise. And 12 albums later, they're still going.
Jeez.
They have had some band changes. In fact, this album was originally recorded with vocalist Seann Nicols, who and was supposed to come out in April, but he left the band. And so they had to re-record it with new vocalist, American Idol alum, James Durbin, who sounds like a chick. I'm not kidding. That is the one comment I can make about this entire album. Good, bad, or indifferent. If you had told me this was a girl singer, I would have believed you. It's very feminine sounding. I'm not saying it's bad, but his vocals are really high-pitched and kind of girly. Let me ask you, Cooper, have you been following the trials and tribulations of Quiet Riot over the past 20 years or so?
Oh, no, I thought you were going to go with James Durbin, and I was going to be like, ha, funny thing. Hell no. So, not really. I'm not a huge Quiet Riot fan. It's my buddy Nick, who I still need to get on this podcast.
Get him on this podcast.
Everyone take a drink.
He lives up in the mountains, so it's going to be even harder.
Oh,
but, yeah, well, in preparation for this podcast, I was like, let me go ahead and kind of look at who's in the band now. Well, so our drummer's been in the band actually, I think he's been in the band for every album. And for bonus thing, he's also in Wasp for a few albums, including some good ones, because I love Wasp. Wasp is like good hair metal. Like it's got teeth.
Wasp is
and it'll
the one
fuck like
with
a beast.
it's like her. Yeah, fuck like a beast. That's what I was talking about. Jesse, you know anything about fuck like a beast?
I know nothing about Wasp.
Oh, you've never heard
Nothing.
You've never heard fuck like a beast?
I lost on me, sir.
All right.
Tisk. Shame.
Shame on me.
Shame. Yeah. Yeah, but Wasp, they're fucking awesome. I'm pretty sure the guitarist is new. Is the guitarist or the bassist? I don't remember. But yeah, we got Mr. James Durbin, whatever the hell his name is, singing now. And I mean, he's got pipes on him. I just do have to say that I would definitely give credence to the sort of, hey, this guy kind of sounds like a mix between Led Zeppelin and a woman. So I guess he's Led Zeppelin.
No.
Hi-oh.
That's a band, I think.
You know,
is it
I'm
seriously?
pretty sure that's a band.
I binge watched in preparation for Thursday, since this is not only Inhumans Week, but Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll Week Part 2. So I binge watched the second season of Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, starring Dennis Leary, and they actually mentioned Led Zeppelin in the show.
Yay! There we go. That's a win for humanity right there.
All right, you got any other notes here on Quiet Riot?
If I'm not mistaken, this is their first album in a few years as well. They're one of those bands, like I've noticed a lot of the bands from this era are either A, still around, or B, not still around, but if they are still around, you haven't heard anything.
Dude, they
they
stopped hitting the charts, the top 100 in the U.S., back in 1988, according to Wikipedia. They have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th album since that one, which was called QR back in '88. And I say top 100. It says it was 119. So that was their peak chart position. Of course, they hit number 1 with what we were talking about earlier with the album Mental Health. But man, you know, they had 4 years where they charted, and then they just, I had no idea about any of the albums at all since Mental Health. Amazing.
Yeah, I guarantee you Quiet Riot's been doing like the theme park gigs. I saw Twisted Sister at a Six Flags, and I'm pretty sure Quiet Riot's been doing stuff like that and playing like state fairs and, you know, bars and stuff, opening for bigger bands. I was really surprised when I saw Quiet Riot was still putting music out there. I really had no idea. But let's go ahead and get into some of the music, and we can talk more about how we can't believe Quiet Riot's still around in whatever form it is. So this is Can't Get Enough from the album Road Rage. So, you know, we do at least one hard rock album a year, and this is like, I think, like the very definition of hard rock. I mean, we as a podcast, we as individuals are so ingrained in the heavier music. It's kind of fun to look at, like what else is out there in terms of genres. What's going on in the more mainstream sounding hard rock world. And so can't get enough. I mentioned the show Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll before, and it reminded me of the kind of music you hear on that show. Just rock and roll, nothing fancy about it. It's the same kind of rock and roll we've been hearing for decades now. It's a fun song. I don't really have much more to say than that. Rob?
I feel that this song is I think it does a really good job of kind of highlighting, as you said, more of like more of a mainstream sort of hard rock. Because I felt like this song was very anthemic in a way. Like I could see this being played as the background or the bumper music for fucking, some shitty television show. It was really catchy though. Like I'll give it to him. I was singing this. I was like, I can't get enough. Like I don't have enough helium or nut shots to really hit that note, but
yeah.
Which I went and did karaoke on Monday and made the guy's day by requesting "Party All the Time" by Eddie Murphy.
Nice.
Very nice. He's like, because the first time I went and did Holy Diver, and he's like, man, that's the best version I've heard live. I'm like, that's because Dio's dead. And then
Waka Waka.
And then I requested, I was like, hey man, I got a hard one for you. He's like, okay. I'm like, "Party All the Time" by Eddie Murphy. He's like, no way. He's like, I don't know if I can get that. And then he kind of looked and looked and looked. He's like, all right, we're good. Like, yeah, he was excited. Because I don't think anybody ever has asked for "Party All the Time" by Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Well, in regards to this song, I can't really do much more than echo what you guys have said about it. It's classic rock. It feels more classic rock than it does hard rock. And I thought I was listening to something from like the 80s here for sure. It certainly didn't feel like the Quiet Riot, that I know their two most famous songs for. This isn't "Come On Feel the Noise" in my opinion in any way. It feels more tame than that. This album feels a little bit more tame than that for some reason.
It is. Can I go ahead and chastise you for calling this classic rock? Because at the moment, depending on who you talk to and what radio station you listen to, they would call Pantera classic rock. Classic rock.
Yeah,
classic rock
it's almost 30 years old.
Well, no.
Hang on.
Call. Okay.
Let me make my argument, and then you can debate me on this.
Sure.
We're one song in, folks. Classic rock refers to a time period that is stretching. In other words, you have modern rock, which is what's happening now, maybe 2 to 3 years previous, and that's about it. And classic rock is like 10 years and beyond.
Everything else.
Yeah, everything else. So it's 2017. Ostensibly, you could play something from 2010, and it's considered classic rock. I listen to the classic rock stations and hear everything from Led Zeppelin, literally, to Pantera.
They play Pantera?
I'll give you one example of what I'm talking about. Ozzy's Boneyard is considered a classic rock station on Sirius XM, and I'm not kidding when I tell you it's that wide of a variation in what they play. Like, I've heard Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, Megadeth, so I don't know if I don't think classic rock tells you anything. I think that refers to more of it's an old band. All right. Hard rock refers to the kind of sound we're listening to.
Okay, I'll concede that because when I say classic, it obviously puts a timestamp on it. When, like we said, this just came out this year, so I will concede that much. What it reminds me of, Coop already mentioned it. It reminds me of Led Zeppelin. It reminds me the tonality of the music that we're hearing and the vocals, stuff that kind of, and it does not, it just doesn't stand out like a metal. You can't say that Pantera is classic rock. I will punch somebody in the face if that was the case. That is metal. There's no way. The thing is that I hear exactly what you're saying, though, happen on our radio stations here. Classic rock, Z106 down here, and the Mid-Ohio Valley has played, stuff off of the Black Album from Metallica and called it classic rock. You're skirting a line
Mine ain't
there.
that bad.
And you're making me feel old when that happens.
Mine's worse.
That's like
Mine Rock 92. There's one day they played fucking Evanescence, and I was flipping through stations to make sure. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
They've changed their format.
Okay. No, it's like here's like a fucking 17 Eagles. Well, here's 2 Eagles songs played 17 times. Here's the Metallica. We got Nirvana. All right, and then let's throw in the Beatles, and then let's slip in something from about 2002.
That is way across a lot of stuff there. Damn. Wow.
Yeah, and this was like 2011. I was like, this ain't even 10 years old, guys.
So do you see now why I think classic rock is kind of a bullshit label? Because literally anything that's a few years old or older is classic rock.
Okay. And,
I mean, your kids are practically classic rock at this point.
Yeah.
They're a few years old.
That's the truth. Would you guys like a little bit of trivia real quick before we go to the next? Not trivia, but just a little bit of a trivial fact that I just learned here.
Can you save it till after this next song? Okay.
I'll save it.
Let's go ahead and hear. Save it for the next break. This is track 2. This is Getaway. Loving an elevator, living it up when I'm going down. Loving an elevator.
They said no.
No.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not the only one that heard that. Good.
Like that is the entire time. Like, fuck, what is that from? Like Twisted Sister.
Going down. What?
Aerosmith.
Yeah. No. When he keeps repeating no, I keep reminding. Is it? We're not going to tag it.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I didn't pay any attention to Loving an Elevator.
You meshing stuff together. We got two 80s songs coming together here.
All right.
And one kind of toothless song.
And am I wrong? Did you not get? Not you, Cooper. You're a babe here. I'm talking to the other old man on the show. Did you not get a love in? Did you not get a love in an elevator feel from that song?
Oh, I do now, for sure. I
Okay.
didn't hear it
Now you hear
offset right off. Yes, absolutely. My goodness.
Okay. Love in an elevator, living it up when I'm going down.
There is some weird, like, they're channeling that period of time through a lot of their songs, and that this band really puts me in the mind of something that, you know, would have come out back then sometimes. It's this album, I should say, back in the, you know, early 80s, late 80s, on a nice, not hair band level, but, you know, rock band level for sure.
Yeah, no, not only did that sound like Love in an Elevator to me, but the whole album gives me a kind of Aerosmith vibe. No, it's not as heavy as Mental Health, but one, it doesn't have to be, and two, you know, this is what I was saying before. Like this is coming straight out of that Aerosmith era hard rock sound. And, you know, it's good. You know, if you look at the Wikipedia page for Road Rage, and it says, you know, genre, heavy metal, not so much. Hard rock, yes. But here's what I'm drawing attention to. Blues rock. This definitely has a swing to it. You know, I wouldn't necessarily say it has a huge swing, but it's got a bit of a swing to it. I'm digging it. What did you actually think of the song, Robert?
I thought it was solid. I don't know. I feel like the first song was a lot catchier. This one, I'm not a huge Aerosmith fan. Anyways, I like Aerosmith. It's just not, I don't really, I guess I kind of skipped that bus. Like, I skipped most of your classic rock bus and went to, like, Switchfoot.
Okay. All right. So we're not using the term classic rock anymore. Because I'm going to assume you mean Pantera when you say classic rock.
No, you cannot. No.
Sorry.
I say classic rock when I mean, like, you know, like when you find those girls that are like, you know, really love like Led Zeppelin and like Bon Jovi. I'm like, okay, cool. I've had a few of those that are just like, you know, I really hate people also. Like, I don't hate them personally. I just kind of hate their guts. When they're like, you know, I just listen to everything. I'm like, shut up, you do not. Let me put in some fucking Cannibal Corpse and then come and tell me you listen to
let's talk
everything.
about it.
let's throw on some Goat Whore and let's see if you listen to everything. You know what's funny?
Goat
Whore. One, Jesse just scared the living shit out of me because he was like, because he started to go like, there's this sound, and I'm like, oh no, there's something wrong with my microphone again, and I literally would have fucking cleared my desk. I'd have just thrown shit everywhere.
No.
And then you're like, no, it's. Oh, thank the gods, old and new. That's a line from Game of Thrones.
You motherfucker! You are going to fall into this pit. And it's going to be nothing but fucking Game of Thrones references.
And I'm going to fight a bear like
the new gods
did.
You said the new gods, and I'm like, where's Jack Kirby?
Hey, nice one, Coop. Good reach.
All right. Before we roll this joint, Jesse, what was your bit of trivia? What was your bit of trivia that you wanted to share with us?
Did you guys know? Did you guys know how they got their name?
How did they get their name, Jesse Starcher?
Well, I'll tell you right now. As a matter of fact, what had happened, according to amiright.com, they stated that you find the here we go. You got to find it first. Kevin Dubrow's friend, Rick Parfitt from Status Quo, said, "Quite right, but with the British accent, it sounded more like Quiet Riot, also synonymous with the title of an old Buddy Rich song." So there you go. Kevin Dubrow, not Dubrow. I assume was one of the founding members of Quiet Riot, but instead this was actually came from either a misheard or misinterpreted bit of British.
All right. Let's go ahead and roll this joint. One of the better tracks on this album. Really dug that, and I could totally see like Quiet Riot playing in some of like the bigger bars throughout the country. This definitely sounds like a band that I could listen to, while sipping on a beer, hanging out, sitting at a table, just rocking out. It's got that
barroom rock.
It's got that nice barroom feel to it, and that one had some swing.
Got the old marijuana double entendres in there, wouldn't you say, Coop?
I am 35 years old. I'm divorced, and I live in a van down by the river.
Oh,
I'd forgotten all about that clip until I had a coworker who's actually younger than me kind of pop in with it, and I was like, oh yeah. So when somebody mentions the doobie, I'm just going to bring him up.
Smoking doobies down by the river. Yeah,
smoking doobies down by the river. Yep.
Good old, yeah. I mean, I liked it too. I think the front end of this album is actually really good. It's not anything that will make you go, oh my gosh, this is the standout track. Almost the good first half is very. It's fun to listen to. That's probably the best way to put it.
That's pretty. It's good. It's good. It's always fun to have marijuana references too. I do agree with that. I feel like it's front loaded, and I'm not sure if it's because I like the first part of the album more, or if that's really because that was the most impactful. Because the second half of the album's like, oh boy, more cake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying to Jesse earlier, we were talking about this, and I was like, this got a little samey after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, I like cake, but, like, guys, lay off the cake. Yeah, I kind of got there after a certain point, which, I mean, that's fine. We've reached quite a few albums, and for a band on its 13th album that hasn't really done a lot, that rewrote the lyrics, like, 3 months ago for this album, they're doing all right.
All right.
Because apparently, all these lyrics got rewritten before the album because, like, when the new singer came in, he rewrote the lyrics too.
I got a new piece of trivia when we get through the next track, so don't let me forget.
All right, here we go. This is track 4, Freak Flag. Wasn't there a Freak Flag track on the latest KMFDM album?
Yes, there was.
What the hell,
that's
man?
all I could think of when I heard this song. I thought of that. I thought of that chick from KMFDM singing "Let Your Freak Flag Fly."
Speaking of KMFDM, Jesse, hang on. I gotta let Jesse in on something. So I'm dialed in through Skype tonight, and I have my headset and microphone plugged in through USB on my computer, so I can actually hear the fucking music tonight.
That's good. Doesn't sound like garbage.
Yes, it's not garbage in my ear. All right, go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say every time I hear like the term freak flag, all I can really think of is would Buck Cherry write this?
Oh my gosh, dude.
I love the cocaine. I love the cocaine. Mama, can you wait? I love that song. Buck fucking Cherry. You can. I will tell you right now, much like Nickelback, when Buck Cherry has a new album out, we will be reviewing it.
Oh God.
Were they the band that dropped the album that was like every title had the word fuck in it?
Yeah. I believe so.
All right. Because we talked about that last year, I think.
Yeah. Wasn't I obsessed with Buck Cherry for like a week?
Oh, let's not get that started.
Fucking Buck
just
Cherry.
Ignore him.
God.
Just ignore him.
God, that band is so awful and mediocre.
So let me
and it was so funny still. Every time I'd watch that metal show, they're like, God, Buck Cherry. I'm like, fuck you, Eddie Trunk.
More annoying... Worst band, Buck Cherry or Nickelback?
Oh, definitely Nickelback, because they're on the radio. Like, they're in the public space constantly.
Yeah, and that's not on purpose, I think, because the public then grabs a hold of it and then proceeds to make jokes out of them, and you proceed to see more and more of them as days go by. And then, of course, they start feuds with metal fronts, such as Slipknot, Corey Taylor, and fun stuff like that.
I mean, I wouldn't give them a penny back.
Oh, hang on.
God
damn it. Here we go.
Nickelback! I wouldn't give you a penny back!
Oh. Fucking Mudley.
All right, moving on. What is your next piece of trivia, sir?
I have a question for Robert Cooper. If Robert Cooper don't get it, then Mark Radlich has the opportunity to steal and get a point, okay? Here you go.
Oh, we're doing
Robert
points
Cooper.
now?
Oh, we're doing points, buddy. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
And no matter how many points I get,
like
you'll
2
still
weeks.
fucking win. Yeah, no matter how many points I get, you'll still fucking win because Jesse hates me.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, when I just kind of feel like I was the better man that day. I want to thank God and the association.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So, Coop, what guitarist left Quiet Riot in 1979 to go join Ozzy Osbourne? All right, very good, nice.
Because I was just looking at their band history earlier.
Well, it is amazing that Randy Rhoads was out there with these guys. I had no idea. It's pretty interesting. Would you have got that, Mark Radulich?
No, I would not.
All right. Well, Coop, you get 2 points.
All
right.
Shocker, let me tell you. All right.
What can I say? I'm Dad's favorite.
This is track 5. This is Wasted.
You make a fool out of yourself. You wasted time, wasted life like an idiot. You blame yourself in your own farewell. I know the story, you don't deserve the glory. You dug your grave in this hell to pray. Take your shot, what you had could have made it. Take your shot, but you false and faceless. Take your shot with nobody left to save you. You gotta face it, you're the wasted.
That was one of those weird songs where, like, they're playing crunchier notes, but because the tempo's so slow, it still lacks balls. Like it had potential to be like, yeah, heavy. Now we're talking, come on, feel the noise. Now we're talking, bang your head. And then it's like, nope, dun 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 dun. You know. So it's like you have that crunchy sound without the speedy tempo. So it's like, oh, not a bad
little bit of a
song.
letdown.
Just some wasted potential. See what I did there?
Oh, good one. Good one.
Wah, wah. Wait a minute now. Hang on.
No.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, it's a living, huh? You know. Wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Hang on one.
I can stay straight-faced until turkey noises hit. Usually once the turkey noises hit, I'm done. I can't.
What I love is
Turkey
that
noises
you're
always
laughing at
fucking
the
get me.
What I love is that you're laughing at the end of that clip, and then whenever I play it, you're still laughing.
Yeah.
We know it's coming.
Yeah.
By the way, did this song remind anybody else of Dr. Feelgood?
It felt like a song that I've heard before, and I couldn't place it. So it's been a while since I heard Dr. Feelgood. It's not like I couldn't recite you probably the chorus right now.
I'll tell you, he's right.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. He's the one that called Dr. Feelgood. Yeah. It had those same crunchy notes, but it's missing. There's an element that's missing from that song that Dr. Feelgood had that made Dr. Feelgood. Yeah, it was missing balls.
To the wall, man. Oh, wait a second.
All right, that's success, baby.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem I am having with this album. Is I'm finding. Remember when we did Black Sabbath? How could you forget? Where you're like, hey, look, it's NIB, or you were like, oh, look, he's ripping himself off. Which I was cool with that because that was Tony Iommi, like, ripping off Tony Iommi. But I'm kind of getting these feelings. I'm like, all right.
Hey.
This sounds like another 80s band.
Frontiers, by the way, I just brought up the band labels wiki, and Frontiers began in 1998, and they have a listing here of a lot of bands that they signed, but there are quite a few band names that stick out that seem to fit along with the theme of Quiet Riot. Okay, now remember this label.
We got Bang Tango.
This label got started in 1998. We have on the list Scorpions, okay, Richard Marx, Dokken,
oh God,
Extreme. All right. Now here's an interesting one, which I had to immediately click on to find out what the hell is going on. Mastodon. Now wait a second, folks. Mastodon, spelled Mastedon, is a Christian rock band formed by brothers Dino and John Elefante. Dino and Elephant. Okay, nice one. Now, come on. Dino and Elephant? Mastodon? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I rest my case.
That's a joke I would make.
I'm reading from the wiki. So, there you go.
If we're quite done with that.
L.A. Guns.
Go ahead.
Which L.A. Guns? There's like 4 of them.
Oh, boy. You're going to make me click on them and open up the tab. Oh, well, of course, I've got all the 80s ones.
While you do that, I'm going to go ahead and play track 6. This is Still Wild. That guitar lick, what's that from? That's from something, and I can't. Oh, you really
can't place that one.
Hang on, I'm gonna play a little bit, like 10 seconds of it again. But I swear to God, listen closely to that guitar lick. Led Zeppelin, and it was the drums.
I don't know, man. The guitar may be something completely different too, and they're just taking it and messing it up, just like they've been doing the whole rest of this album.
No, think Led Zeppelin. Oh God, I can't remember what song this is, but that
Levee Breaks.
Listen, yes, yeah. Listen to it again. Yep, that's fucking When the Levee Breaks.
I completely can see that.
Dude, this should have been called Quiet Riot. WCW Sound-alikes. We've had
Basketball highlights number 6.
I mean, it's not bad, but you could. But again, when you start when in almost every track you start to hear, licks from other songs, more famous songs, more successful songs. It's like, all right, this is a little uninspired or
Quiet
overly
Riot,
inspired.
not so much covers.
Quiet Riot, inspired by.
Inspired by.
Oh God, this is gonna be like on like Guitar Hero 2.
Yeah, right.
Like in the style of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, we got another Guitar Hero reference in. Take a drink.
Take a drink.
Take a drink, everybody. All right. So other than the fact that they totally ripped off When the Levee Breaks, that would have seriously, I wouldn't have been able to go to sleep tonight if I hadn't figured that out or just hadn't figured it out.
Forget a hurricane. Fucking Quiet Riot's the thing that's going to keep you up at night.
It's like, I've got to get the provisions. I've got to get the bread and milk. No, wait a second. I've got to figure out this fucking song.
I would have been at the computer.
From New York that once asked me. He asked me, why do you Southerners always have to make French toast when something happens?
Bread and milk.
Milk, eggs, and bread.
Nice.
So once we had a snowstorm and I took a picture of the bread aisle. Yeah, there was nothing.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, it's always and toilet paper too. Which I understand toilet paper. You need something to wipe your ass with, but otherwise, guys, if power goes out, your refrigerator's fucked.
Mhm. That's right.
Yeah, you need canned goods and stuff. Really to get through stuff like this. But I get, look. Let me make this one statement about natural disaster preparedness. It's fun to kind of make fun of people for being overly prepared and make fun of situations, especially when the weather or the natural disaster itself doesn't turn out to be that bad. But then your home could be leveled, and you could be one of those people who, the house is flooded, leveled, falls into a sinkhole, whatever, and then you're fucked, and it's not so funny anymore. So,
I wasn't laughing about that.
I mean, so no, and I'm not saying you were, but I get it. I get why people hear oh my God, a hurricane's coming, and then stock up on water in it because you have no idea.
Oh fuck yeah.
What's coming? You have no idea what your situation's going to be, and you don't want to be in a situation where you're caught without. So, while I'm not I'm not one of these people who tends to over prepare for these things. I tend to sort of, kind of God will provide, and and just what's happening, we're probably gonna lose power from tree branches and shit falling on power lines, but I think that's gonna be the worst of it. I don't, where I live and where the hurricane's currently going, I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. However, the people in Puerto Rico are fucked. People in
it was bad. It was at lunch they were talking about, the hurricane's about to hit the Virgin Islands, and I just said the Virgin Islands are about to get fucked. And nobody laughed. I was like, oh fuck. Well,
hang on.
That was beat up.
Let me help you out there.
That was it.
All right. Yeah, that's all you get.
This is what I do in the break room with management in the room. Just be like,
Are you, all right, let me, does anyone have any comments about Still Wild after all these Led Zeppelin years?
it was solid. This whole album is really, it's one of those, it was good for me, and I was like, all right, I listened to this Quiet Riot album. Am I going to remember I listened to that by December? Oh, fuck no.
Yeah, yeah. This would be an album that I would say, hey, Dad, here you go. Check these guys out. You'll enjoy them. Because, this is his kind of music. It's kind of laid back, There's definitely rock involved here, but it's not over the top, They're not trying to make some kind of crazy statement. They are who they are. And we let them be who they be. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot. I think this is where the album kind of starts to do a little bit of a downturn for me, and that might be because that song was a bit slower than some of the other ones. But it's funny that the song's called Still Wild. It just doesn't feel wild in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, let's go ahead and go to track 7 here. This is Make a Way.
You're not the best.
So that's got a weird tempo to it, because like it starts out pretty rockin' and then slows down at the chorus for some odd reason. Just
messes with me a little bit.
Yeah, it messes with me too. Rob?
Like the verses feel like Foreigner to me.
See, I got like a late Poison vibe.
I didn't listen to late Poison. I don't like listening to like early Poison. It's like Poison to me.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look what the cat dragged in. Living the life, sin after sin.
I'll still never forget my favorite comment on any Facebook page I ever made. Bret Michaels coming to Ziggy's, and I just comment, well, who's the next corpse of a singer we're dragging out here? Kurt Cobain?
Oh, ouch.
Ooh.
So, Mark,
yeah, they deleted that.
I think that next time you want to go back and do like the hard rock record of some band that was made famous back in the 80s, you need to go to the Frontiers Records Wikipedia page, because, you know, bands such as Enough's Enough signed with these
Enough's
guys.
Enough, damn straight. I was going to reference Enough's Enough when you were talking about who signed to that label. I'm like, it better be Enough's Enough.
Mr. Big. I don't know if I've already
White
said
Lion?
that one already. Then we have, my goodness.
Please tell me Great White.
Great
Fucking
White.
Striper?
Striper signed with these. Great White is on the list.
Nice.
Great White.
Which one? Is it the original or is it Jack Russell's Great White?
Oh, boy. We'd have to take a look here and see. Jack Russell's. It
Russell's
had to be
Great
after
White.
98, because Frontiers,
Well,
they don't have it.
because they did that thing
Night
where
Rangers
they did that thing split.
Night Ranger's on here. Dude, Whitesnake's on here. Hot damn.
Great White released their album Rising on March 13th, 2009 in Europe via Frontiers Records, and on April 21st in the U.S. So is that Jack Russell?
No, that's just regular Great White.
Okay. All right.
I think Jack Russell was the singer, and when he wanted to leave, he was like, "Fuck it, I'm taking the band with me." And then they're like, "But wait, we've got the band too." That's why we have like 2 LA Guns.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Oh, wait a second. On July 19th, 2016, Jack Russell's Great White signed with Frontiers Music. Wow.
All right, so Whitesnake is on tour, and I believe like they're doing what a lot of bands are doing right now. Like, I think like Def Leppard's like playing Hysteria on tour, and Whitesnake is, I believe, playing their self-titled Whitesnake album, which has Here I Go Again on it, on tour. Which I told my wife, if Whitesnake comes to Florida and they're playing all of like the Whitesnake album, we're going. And she was like, just fucking kill me.
Does she not like Whitesnake?
Yeah, she don't like anything good.
What did David Coverdale's majestic hair do to her?
You want me to ask her?
Yes.
Hey, Melissa.
Wake her up.
We need answers.
Everyone. Robert Cooper is mad at you for not liking Whitesnake.
I don't like Whitesnake.
Why don't you like Whitesnake? What did Dave Coverdale's hair ever do to you?
I just don't like it.
All right, her answer was, I just don't like it.
Okay.
That's it. That's all she gave me. But she said it in a really annoyed. Listen, two things. One, she said it in a really annoyed, like when he comes to bed tonight, I'm gonna slit his throat voice.
Ooh.
And two,
That's
I can't
okay.
pick on her. I can't pick on her too much because she's a really good wife. Who, when I said I would really like a root beer float, and then like blinked my just now growing back in eyelashes at her.
my eyelash.
My soon-to-be girly but not quite yet eyelashes. She actually ran out and got me a root beer float. So she got herself ice cream too. But yeah, exactly. So you're forgiven for not liking Whitesnake, though I can't understand why. All right. Now that we've had our Melissa break in for the night, let's move on to Renegades. right, that one's a whole lot of meh for me. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I did nothing. It was just like, that existed. It should have been the theme song for WCW's Renegade, though.
Oh, that'd been awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the back half of this album, I don't know if it gets samey and that's what loses its allure, but it's not. It's just like, okay, yeah, all right, you're the Renegades. Now after hearing the beginning of that song, I wish we could go back and revisit every single song we just played to figure out if every one of them start with just that like 3 or 4 seconds of straight up nothing but drums, and then the music kicks in. Because that may be a staple.
The last couple have, but not the whole album.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll find out here.
Right.
How many more songs we got?
Let's see here. We got 3 more songs.
Okay, all right then.
Three mo.
All right, this is The Road.
Voices are calling me, I'm under the attack. Sounds like a memory, feels like we just got back. I kissed my family before we round the door again. We're running blind in the dark. We are together apart. Cities and streets fading in the night. Colors and noise in a rage of light. People we reach, always come and go. But everything becomes a
Continuing with the meh. Like I
Monster
feel like
ballads.
yeah, they were going for like a really powerful ballad on that one, and it's lacking a lot of the elements that would have made it powerful. Like they kind of whiffed
Like
on
it's
that
still
one.
being the 80s.
Yeah, it's just the guy's voice isn't strong enough, first of all, to really to capture my interest on something like that. And then I don't know, it was just missing a lot of critical elements to, like, you guys know, if I hear something that's really passionate, really like overly emotional, I'll get into it. And this one I was like, like I get that they're trying hard, but it's not doing it for me.
Yeah, it's
So
a
that's
song
why
about...
you and chick flicks really work.
It's a song about the band being on the road and being away from their family. At least that's what I got from it. I didn't dive into the lyrics, but just from what I heard.
Okay, well, Bob Seger did it better.
Okay, well, I will definitely give you that. Absolutely sure. Just a little bit more from AmIRight.com here. Literally impossible song titles coming out from Quiet Riot, and I'll explain to you here. Songs such as Psycho City. There is no city with this name. Also, Bang Your Head, Mental Health. Metal experiences neither health nor illness. And Come On, Feel the Noise. You can only hear noise, not feel it. There you go. AmIRight.com.
First of all, that's not true. I feel lots of noise.
No,
I
sir.
once again
No.
had... No, hang on. I had the neighbor kids in the house, and between the screaming and the things falling to the ground and banging, I could feel the noise.
Okay, all right.
And you were like, come on.
Come on, I feel the noise. I'm trying to watch You ever try to watch Game of Thrones with kids in your house? There's a lot of pausing going on as they run from room to room.
I kind of figured.
I gave up.
I mean,
at one point.
incest is wincest, so why not teach them young?
Nope. I'm not trying to go to jail. Speaking of going to jail,
Sure. I mean, you're going to get locked in one.
God, don't remind me. Hey, and let's keep
you
this
could binge
to...
watch Game of Thrones with the inmates.
No, I can't watch anything. That's my jail. My cell phone signal sucks. Anyway, Coop, I'm trying to ask you a question here. It's been a few weeks since we've heard from you, and the last time you were on the show, you actually had a successful date with a girl. It's a rare thing. It's like Halley's Comet. It only comes around like once every millennia. So we just a quick 50 words or less, no more than 2 minutes here. What's the update? Are you still with this girl? Have you had a successful date? Did you get it? Did you give it a baloney pony?
I talked to her for 3 more days. I talked to her for 3 more days, and then she was like, "I'm not looking to date anybody." I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever. Why were you on a dating site in the first place?" So I think that was her way of saying like, "Oh, you're nice, but no." I don't know. Oh well, she likes to go party with like her family like twice a week in Raleigh, which is a good 2 hours away and change. So it's like, oh, okay, like whatever. I'm talking to a new one now. She's about 4'10". That's fun.
And
aren't
you like 7 feet tall?
Like 6'2", but close enough.
Okay, he's taller than I am. All right. Well, thank you for keeping that.
I'm not basketball tall. I'm like I'm football tall.
Okay. All right. This is track 10. We're almost done here. This is Shame, 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 Shame on You.
Shame.
Trip down where they're taking you now. Lots of all your sense of control. They crowd down on hands and knees. Beggars and thieves, believe. Misuse the punishment to means the wait. Come and taste the shame. Promises don't matter at all. With the loss of all your sense of control.
Right, that was basically the same rhythm and beat as Roll This Joint, though Roll This Joint was 100 times better. So that's what I have to say about that.
That one reminded me of Pearl Jam.
Quiet Riot, we remind you.
Quiet Riot, inspired by better songs for over 20 years.
Oh man!
Hey, remember Quiet Riot? Hey, remember us?
Quiet Riot, not an original lick within 100 miles.
Oh, road rage. Well, yeah. Again, the downturn of the album has happened. We're kind of like shoving stuff on the back end that's not as hard rocky, more laid back, bluesy. This is your bar rock. Got to get up, take a piss while these guys are playing this song. Come back and hopefully they'll hit us with Roll This Joint next because I got to smoke a doobie here pretty soon. But yeah, I'm not too impressed with as we get towards the end of the album.
And a good producer should have stopped them at like 9 tracks.
Agreed. And I mean, because 9 is an album at least. You go any shorter, it's you're going to start falling in the EP era or the EP area. So you got to put an album out. You got to put an album out. What'd you say, Coop?
I said, when did the EP era start anyway?
Boo. All right, anything else, Coop?
I didn't say they were all winners. Yeah, this song was a toiki.
Okay. All right, here we are, last track of the night, and then we're going to do final thoughts and plugs. This is Knock 'Em Down. a strong finish, and I like the song, but it's a little hollow in the sense that other than this podcast and a handful of online reviews, no one even knows you exist, Quiet Riot.
Isn't that something?
Huh?
I said, isn't that something? I mean, these guys have been around that long. Hit the road. Hit the charts 30 plus years ago, and blew everybody away, and then they just dropped off the face of the fucking earth.
That's why it's like we're never gonna stop, and 90% of the world's going, who the fuck are you? You know. We're never gonna stop. Who? What? When? How?
It had a really nice New Kids on the Block sort of vibe to it.
Yeah.
We're never gonna stop. We're hanging tough. All right. Overall, I give this album, I'm going to give it a solid B. It got a little samey towards the end, and we had a little sound alike going on, a little too much inspired by. But overall, it's most of it's a solid blues rocky album, and and it's a nice change of pace here in the Metal Hammer of Doom. Robert?
I give it a solid 2.5 stars. It's not really anything spectacular. There's some solid ditties on it. I mean, everybody pretty much does a good job. I don't feel like there's any necessarily bad songs, just kind of disappointing and just Yeah, this isn't really anything special. It's kind of what I've come to expect from bands from the 80s that are still making music a lot of times. You can tell that they feel it and they want it, and they're trying, but it ain't kind of clicking. They're not as hungry. They haven't stayed hungry.
Stay hungry, feel the fire. Stay hungry. Sorry. All right, Jesse, take us home, baby.
All right. Quiet Riot's Road Rage was a fun experience. A band that blasted onto the charts in the early 1980s and were all about metal. It seems as if they still hold that 80s sound even after all the lineup changes. In 2017, you can almost feel the heart of the 80s hair metal scene still pounding.
You can almost feel the noise.
Almost. It's still there. It's that loud ringing in your ears. As you get older, you realize you've been listening to too much metal. Even though this may be an album I may not personally revisit anytime soon, it may be something I suggest to a few family and friends who still rock. They're rockers. They may enjoy this. There's definitely some down scores, as mentioned earlier, for some perceived failures in originality. However, there are some songs I really enjoy, so I would give this a thumbs up and tell you to give it a shot. Check out the rest of Frontier's catalog. Yes, the band, the label where bands go to not die. That's right, the nursing home for hard rock, Frontiers Records.
So September.
We bring the Geritol to you.
September is a rockin' month for albums. I'm not even going to tell you what we're doing on the Metal Hammer of Doom because our schedule's a little wonky. Just here's what's coming out this Friday and for the next couple of Fridays. Arch Enemy, Will to Power, Living Color, Shade, and Ensferum, Two Paths, Prophets of Rage, self-titled, Cradle of Filth, Cryptoria, and Rob's favorite band and Jesse's favorite band, 36 Crazy Fists.
Yeah, rock.
36 Crazy Fists. There's a new Jagpanzer coming out. Nocturnal Rites has a new album. The new Primus comes out on the 29th of September. So we have got some loaded fucking weeks in the weeks to come. Just to give you a little example of what we got left for the month of September. Next week, we got Living Color, Shade. Then after that, Prophets of Rage. Then we're going to get around to doing Arch Enemy. Then Primus. Then Cradle of Filth. Then Ensferum. And then we should be somewhat caught up after that. There's a bit of a downturn in what's coming out. where we can get caught up. Robert, I went ahead and decided with Jesse that we're going to switch the Halloween show, which is actually going to be November 1st, to Motorhead Undercover instead of the Master Plan album.
Why not? We never did the Lemmy tribute.
That's right. So in honor of the late Lemmy, we're going to go ahead and review Motorhead Undercover, which just came out, and we're going to do that the day after Halloween because it's a covers album. So, fits in with the whole Halloween shtick. So that's what we got going on here on the Metal Hammer of Doom. We're going to light it up. We're going to set this bitch on fire, and we're going to burn, baby, burn. As far as what else is going on in the Rattlegion Broadcasting Network, we got a pair of Inhuman shows. We talked about the Inhumans comic by Paul Jenkins and Jai Lee. You don't get to hear Drunk Mark because Jesse cut it out of the show like an expert surgeon. But what's left of the show is a fine conversation about the comic. Though I promised Jesse, some show in the future, I'm going to take Phenegrin right before the show again just to see what kind of nonsense comes out of my mouth with the stream of consciousness bullshit I come up with.
That was a riot.
Damn You Hollywood reappeared from our summer hiatus, summer into fall hiatus. We did the Inhumans in IMAX. And then tomorrow night we finish up with Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll Week with Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll Season 2. The final season of that show, which was summarily canceled. So poor old Dennis Leary there and Elizabeth Gillies. All right, that's what I got. Go ahead, Robert. Go ahead, do your plugs.
Oh boy, that's me. There's this podcast. I'm on it. It's a thing. Sensei Rider podcast. It's a thing. We haven't done it in hell. It's going to be almost 3 years at this point. Cool. Sensei Rider podcast at Facebook.com/Sensei Rider podcast. That is SENTAIRIDR podcast. Thank you, South America, for continuing to like my page, even though I don't do anything. And then finally, not finally. I've got one more plug after that. Then let's see. We've got the W2Mnet.com. That's Sean Garmer, my buddy, our buddy. He posts our things. We post his things. It's pretty nice. We do that. So, yeah, I'm usually on there for New Japan Wrestling roundtables, articles, and occasionally I'll even do a game review, maybe one day. And then finally, Scraping the Bottom, my buddy Kevin Merrill, formerly of the Three Beards, scrapingthebottom.com. I was on 2 episodes. The first one, he had a picture of a dumpster fire, so that should tell you all you need to know.
All right, Jesse, hit it.
I found out there are certain words we can't use, so oops.
Well, yeah, I want to have to definitely find that and give it a listen. Dumpster fire. Wonderful, wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can go give that Rattlegion Broadcasting Network Facebook page a like to stay up on top of all the great podcasts that we have to offer. We do comics, we do metal, we do movies, we do wrestling, we do MMA, like the flagship of the show, or the network. That's Robert Winfrey and the 411 Ground and Pound. You can check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, I host a comic book podcast called Source Material. We talked about, Mark already alluded to, the Inhumans release that we did, the story by Paul Jenkins from 1998. We discussed that this past Monday, I think it was. So, other than that, it sounds like my son's crying, so I'm going to keep it nice and quick and short here. Go check out the YouTube commentary me, Ronnie, and Justin Thomas did just recently. Go type in #Source Material. You can check that out, and then that will be it. I'm out of here. I got to go attend to this kid who's balling here. Have a good one, guys.
All right. Thanks, Jesse.
Have fun.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. I want to thank my partners in crime here, Mr. Robert Cooper and Jesse Starcher, for being on. As I said, next week we'll be doing Living Color Shade, a little bit more hard rock for you. But I can't imagine that album's going to be anything like this one. If it is, I may eat my hat. So, with that said, this has been the Metal Hammer of Doom's review of Quiet Riot Road Rage For the Metal Coop, Robert Cooper. For the Disapproving Dad, Jesse Starcher. I am your mandated reporter, Mr. Mark Rattledge. Be well, be safe, and behave.
Hi, this is Maury Moreland Morrison, here to tell you Geico has more than just great savings. Much more. Yes, while Geico could help you rack up more moolah faster than you can say metamorphosis, they've also been the fastest growing auto insurer for more than 10 years. That's more like it. Furthermore, Geico has fast and friendly claim service. That might seem like an oxymoron, but it's not. All the more reason to say no other auto insurer has more than Geico. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.